And after last week's relentless grey, a much more changeable week. It does mean some sunshine, but also some wet and windy weather at times.
Change is afoot. Good morning.
Indeed, yes. It sort of give with one, take with another, I think, this week. Very good morning too. After that relentless grey of last week, a big change this week in that the weather will chop and change from one day to the next.
If the grey goes away, that's half the battle, I think, Matt.
Indeed.
Although I'm not looking,
sunshine,
I'm not liking the look of all that rain that's in the forecast. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Change. Let's say good morning to Matt once again this morning.
There's a clue in the picture, I think.
There is, because...
A little bit of a clue.
Well, Matt, we've had a lot of cloud, and that actually has been a proper blanket, hasn't it? It's kept things a bit warmer, even though it's been grey, but that could change.
Yes, things are set to get colder. In fact, for many of you, very good morning too. You might have seen in your online feed, social media, there's been talk of, is there going to be snow later this week? Well, I'm here to tell you, vast majority, no, there isn't. Not yet. It's still October. It's still a bit too early for any of the white stuff. But I will mention it's going to get colder later this week. This is our temperature anomaly chart. This is how temperatures compared to normal. The blue colours indicating that later this week temperatures will drop below normal. Certainly a much notable chill compared to what we've had of late. And it will be cold enough for maybe a little bit of snow on the hills, especially in the Scottish mountains, Snowdonia, Uri, and also across the Cumbrian Fells. As this air of low pressure pulls away, that could bring us some pretty wet and windy weather through Thursday and dragging the air all the way from the north. But snow on the mountains can happen at any time of the year, so nothing unusual at all. So that's what's on its way.
That's something straight out of a horror movie for you this morning.
Matt? No.
Not Matt. The background. Morning.
It's a little bit mean.
Look at that.
It was a bit, wasn't it, Sally?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not having that.
I know what he means. Thank you, Ben. Sally, good morning to you. Yeah, fog. Quite a murky, atmospheric start for some. This is Edinburgh just a short while ago. Parts of central southern Scotland, northern England. It's going to be a bit of a sluggish start to your day. At least here, though, it is dry.
And a clue in the picture, once again, Matt.
Yes, almost, Sally. Very good morning to you. This was yesterday, in fact, from mid-Wales. Pretty grotty day it was for quite a few in the south and the west. Some heavy and persistent rain. How much rain fell? Well, roughly around a couple of weeks' worth of rain across these spots. These are the wettest spots in each of the four nations. Wettest of all, Islay in the west of Scotland. But whilst we will see some wet weather around this week, we still need lots more of it to come, of course, to top up those reservoirs. Last week, Yorkshire Water were given extra drought permits as well, just to deal with the worsening situation there. But
And that's much more like it, Matt. I like that picture. Thank you.
Just for you, yes. I told you I'd find some sunshine, a bit of everything. Very good morning to you anyway. Yeah, at long last. I know some of us didn't see any of this all last week. Rather grey, but there is some out there this morning, particularly across southern Scotland, northern England. You'll just notice, though, in the distance, there's a little bit of fog out there as well. I have to watch out for this morning. But a bit more variety to our weather this week.
Morning, Matt.
Morning, Sally. Good morning to you as well. It's another morning where for some, maybe feels like a repeat of last week here in North Yorkshire. A bit grey at the moment, some mist, low cloud and fog hanging around at the moment. So that will gradually lift. But actually this week, get prepared. There will be a bit more sunshine around, more variability to our weather this week.
Matt, it's not getting any better as these forecasts go on. What's happening?
I'm just giving you a bit of a mix of everything. It's certainly been a fun morning for some, dodging the downpours. This is a school run in Derbyshire. Similar story across much of central southern England and Wales so far.
Thank goodness it's wet.
Yes, it is a bit of a change from last week. We had that anticyclonic gloom with all that cloud, but it was settled this week, I'm afraid. Not quite the same. Now, you can see in this picture, you might not be able to, but there's puddles on the floor, little bit of blue sky. We have had a few brighter spells, but very short-lived, because then this happens. We've had some very heavy rain, some very sharp showers. You see them feeding in on the southwesterly breeze.
Hello again. Well, I hope you had a good start to the week. As this squirrel probably knows, some parts of Greater London yesterday saw more rain than they did across the whole of October. Thankfully, tomorrow, not quite like that. Still. And then for Wednesday, a lot of the daytime looking dry, but that system bringing that wet and windy weather probably coming through at the moment overnight into Thursday. We'll see how that develops. Let you know, and you can see those cooler temperatures as we head into the weekend. That's it from us all here at Kenwood House, from me and my spooky mates. I'll see you later on. Cheerio.
Good evening to you. We'll replace high pressure with low pressure this week. It was very unsettled today. Some pretty hefty downpours around.
Hi Riz, good evening. Well, if you're outside at the moment, it's probably still a little bit damp. It has been a very unsettled start to the new week. Last week's high pressure is long gone. This week is ruled by low pressure. Now, this was earlier on this morning, grey skies. We had quite a breeze as well. Driving showers through. We had some quite heavy bands of rain as well, those showers merging together. But a few breaks in the cloud meant we saw little glimpses of sunshine and therefore one or two rainbows. Now, if you are heading outside this evening for any celebrations, we have still got some showers, I'm afraid. This is
And a rather unsettled week without breaks of rain and heavy showers for many. I'll have all the details in the national forecast. That's coming up later in the programme.
And it's been a rather wet start, hasn't it, to the week for many of us. Alex has come into the driver's studio, taking refuge here. How's it looking?
Thank you for inviting me back.
Always welcome.
But yeah, as you say, it has been a pretty unsettled start to the week. It kind of paints a pattern for what's going to happen as we head through the next few days. But autumn is certainly really digging in, as you can see here, but as is the autumnal weather. This was the scene at Primrose Hill earlier today. Certainly brolly weather, and you're going to need your brollies as we head through the next few days, because low pressure is going to be in control for a large part of this week, particularly towards the back end of it. In fact, we can take a look at that right now. In fact, let's start with the satellite and radar picture. This was the snapshot at midday today, and it does show where the wetter conditions have been, certainly across many southern parts. Outbreaks of rain, some pretty heavy showers as well. Drier further north, but exclusively dry for sure. As we run the pressure pattern sequence over the next few days, you can see how it's all going to pan out. Really low pressure moving away in the next 12 hours or so. A bit of a respite through some of the daytimes over the next couple of days, but then from Wednesday into Thursday, we see more low pressure moving in, and then we are going to get a change in conditions. So towards the end of this week, creeping into the weekend, colder air moves in, and guess what? That does bring the risk of some wintry showers, particularly across the north. Not out of the ordinary, you're heading toward late October, so that certainly is very possible indeed. Right, let's get into the forecast then for the next few days in a lot more detail. Well, if you are planning your wardrobe over the next few days, certainly keep the brolly handy. It's going to be a mix of heavy rain, some showers at times, but also a few bits of sunshine here and there, but increasingly windy as we head through the next few days. And that really will take the edge off the temperature, but at least at times it will be a little bit bright. And as I say, it will be colder by the time we get to this coming weekend. So there you have it, unsettled through the course of this week, but cold weather could bring the risk of some wintry showers as we get into next weekend, more so up across the north.
All right, Alex, thank you.